Yo, welcome to another episode of the BJJ Goons podcast. I'm your host, Tim, the Mushmaster Spriggs. And with me, as always, every week is.
Yo, what's up, everybody? It's Nico Ball. Glad to be back for another episode. What's up with you, Tim? I like that hoodie. That's a nice hoodie you got on.
Yeah, I got it from a secret project that I was working on a few months ago. I can't divulge where I got this hoodie from, but just know it's going to be a big deal in a few weeks.
Oh, that's
What's new with me? Well, jujitsu. I've been training jujitsu, having fun with that. Pro wrestling is doing amazing. A lot of good stuff on the horizon with professional wrestling. I got big announcements to make, but nothing is complete. But a big chunk of my days now are preparing for these big events coming up and this big news that will be coming out very, very soon. And other than that, I've just been lifting weights and just trying to get my shit together as far as the studio and plan out some things when it comes to my camera and the future of our Patreon at patreon.com/BJJGoons. Planning everything out. A lot of things are in motion and it's kind of hectic, and it's tax season too. So, there's a lot of planning going on.
Yeah, so like for all of y'all that listened to the last episode, and shout out to everybody that makes it all the way to the end of the episodes and they hear the black belt wisdom. Last episode, like Tim was giving his black belt wisdom, and that's like, and I don't know how we ended the episode because, I don't react to things well. And I'm just sitting there staring at him. And then after we cut the episode, I was like, all right, you have some explaining to do because you're clearly like something happened. So like, shout out to all of our patrons. Like on our next Patreon episode, we're going to go into a little bit more about that. Tim's not good with giving his news. So I
don't know what details to give. That's my issue.
And that's why on the Patreon, it'll be a little bit easier. It'll be behind the paywall, like, because clearly you're upset about something. So I was just telling him, it's like, we need a little bit more information, like you to like stuff that he told me. It's like, you can break it down to like,
I break down that shit on private, Patreon.
But some of the stuff, it's like people like actually want to know about you and like whatnot. So I think that would be interesting. So if you are a Patreon member, just for $5 a month, we drop 2 extra episodes, so you can hear a little bit more about some stuff that's been going on with Tim. And we're gonna like we haven't even finished talking about it. Like we legit keep some of the stuff just for when we are recording and whatnot to keep it real. But yeah, that's what I know. You have a lot going on.
And yeah, whatnot. If you want the deets, you gotta pay up. That's bottom line. You want the gory details? Like, I'm not gonna give you away shit for free.
It's $5. It's $5. Don't let your, I mean, I guess it's Craig Jones out here doing his little thing, I guess. Black belts.
Let's not even get started on that. What's new with you, Nico?
Oh, not much. I've just been chilling in DC, working a lot on just some administrative stuff with the business. I've had a lot of people doing work down in Brazil. Like they interviewed HT from Flow Grappling, which was really dope. I don't know if I mentioned it the last time because I had taken down like a pod track and kind of like what we use to record the podcast. So like I've been getting a lot more content from Brazil that like I'm having to like organize and kind of like direct and like launch campaigns, even doing our own like mailing lists and stuff like that. You'll probably be getting a lot more emails if you're on the BJJ Goons mailing list or something like that from us, because that's pretty much what I've been working on. I've been doing that for like hours today, and I'm like, I'm so ready. And like for like this, it's Friday night, y'all. Like so, like I've been working all day. I know, Tim, I don't know what you were doing in the morning, but you were training this evening, and then like we both got off what we were doing and had to film the podcast.
I lifted weights this morning. I've been dealing with this ordering shit and pro wrestling background shit. I'm just preparing for a really big event in pro wrestling, and I need to make sure everything is on point. And at the same time, I'm staying in shape and living like a professional athlete and just planning things out for the next year. it's a long day. The days get very long when you're your own boss, and there's a lot to think about, and there's a lot to take into account, and then you have to set aside personal time, that me time that you need, that's important. So it's a balance, but I'll figure it out.
That me time is really important. You really got to emphasize that and take the time, even though it's expensive. Like, I think, I'm trying to take some me time tomorrow. And then, like, I almost canceled it because I ended up getting 2 speeding tickets, like those photo enforced ones. Those shits are
Ooh,
expensive. So I was like, dang, but I'm gonna contest both of them. Like, and I'm gonna be smart. Like, I'm gonna wait till like a couple days before they're due and contest them, because normally it will take like a month or two for them to be like, nah, shorty, you got to pay all that. But like one time I contested a ticket in the pandemic and they sent that shit back in like a week, and it's $200. So it's like I'm trying to put that off for as long as I can.
yeah,
But I'm taking
put that
myself,
off.
taking my self care.
Let's get into the grappling bulletin.
All right, that's what's up. That's what's up.
Let's talk about the latest in grappling news because this is a jiu-jitsu podcast. And let's get right into it. Let's go to the results of the 2022 European Open. I'm so glad that the European Open has returned. The coast is clear, at least from COVID
No, that was
over
one.
there in
That was the
Europe.
epicenter over there in Italy. That was the first place to lock down.
It was pretty nuts. We've come a long way, but I'm just going to read off the winners in both the male and the female divisions. And then if you catch anything, if anything catches your eye, let me know what you think about it. So from Rooster down for adult males, we have Taliesin Suarez from Cicero Costa. These are all the gold medalists. At light feather, Paulo Miao. Featherweight, Diego Sodre. Lightweight, Espen Matheson. Middleweight, Tynan Delpra. Middle heavy, Bruno Lima. Heavyweight, Adam Wardzinski. At super heavyweight, Felipe Andrew. And at ultra heavyweight, Rafael Lovato Jr. And Felipe Andrew also won the absolute. So he gets another double gold. The guy's a beast. Female black belt, Rooster, Thais Lorero. I hope I didn't butcher her name. Light featherweight, Mai Sebastos. Featherweight, Ana Rodriguez. Lightweight, Natieli Ribeiro. Middleweight, Thalita Lima. Middle heavy, Maggie Grindate. And winning double gold in the super heavyweight division in the absolute, Gabrielle Pasagna.
I already know City of God represent.
Absolutely. The
Man, Anna
best gi
Rodriguez.
grappler in the world, male or female, without a question. If you want to argue, get into the comment section. Or, but any thoughts about these winners from this year's European Open?
I would say like Anna Rodriguez for one thing. Like she came right off of like training for ADC trials, training and qualifying ADC trials, and then flying to Italy to compete in a gi. So that's pretty impressive. Like shout out to her for doing all that. That's a big headache having to travel all the way to Italy, deal with the
Mm-hmm.
visas and all of that. So that kind of goes to show like what you were talking about before, like about incubators and people that have that kind of support system. Because we had somebody win at purple belt from Saturday Kids Project, and shit, like I didn't even know she was in Italy till I seen her on Instagram in Italy, and I'm the executive director of the organization. And I was like, nobody thought to tell me that y'all actually got all the money to buy the ticket and send her to Europeans in the middle of a pandemic. Like nobody thought to we like pop a bottle over that. Let me know before, so it was for a lot of these athletes like Anna, like she's that's a big hustle to be able to do all that. And she's so young, like you went through all the black belts, Maya Bastos, like she's amazing. She's a beast, but she's also been traveling and doing this like for so long. So she's got that travel experience on top of that competition experience, right? Like I said, for me, going to Europeans, it's really fun because I love the travel experience. Like I compete, I've never made it first round. Then I got to work for Flow Grappling, but it's like when you're high level to be traveling and like cutting weight and competing against these people, it's like it's a whole different level. It's a different experience.
The traveling, even for a tournament that you've prepared for and that's been your singular focus, is hard enough. But to balance multiple international flights to high level competitions, and they're in different rule sets, is a challenge very few people will understand, and even fewer will be successful in accomplishing. And what Maisa Bastos did, you said Anna Rodriguez, she did the trials as well in South America. Yes.
Some did, yeah.
Yes. And a lot of athletes have done it before, but these two women, I'm very impressed by that. Being able to just go out there and fight and have the skills that they can transition so effortlessly between gi and no gi is very impressive. Maisa Bastos is making a strong argument for being competitor of the year already, with her being able to dominate in the gi and the no gi division. Another woman in the division, well, not her division, but in the women's division, is Gabby Pasagna. She's still the standard of excellence that we have in the gi. She is the standard. I don't see any grappler, male or female, touching her resume recently. The dominance that she's displayed. The only athlete I can think that's close to it modern times is Nicholas Marigali. And I think that he deserved to fight in that finals. I think he got screwed out of a world title. But Gabby, even during the pandemic, doing all the competitions that she could, has won and had stiff competition, and she's done the damn thing. So she's in the argument for grappler of the year so far as well. On the men's side,
No, wait, hold on. Before you switch gears with Gabby, like I wonder because I
yeah.
know Gabby spent some time like in Japan where she was like training and
Mm,
giving seminars at Infight affiliates because she trains at the Social Project in the City of God, but they're an Infight affiliate. And some of her other teammates that are black belts, they've spent time in the US living in California and like
mm-hmm,
training at an academy. I guess they never really work any like work if they don't have the
mm-hmm.
correct visa. But I'm curious if like Gabby would ever make that jump and try to stay and train and compete more often here in the US.
Possibly. I think she'd enjoy it. I think financially, there's an opening for her. That's a lot of opportunity. I don't know how much Americans respect international grapplers now because of how popular jujitsu's got in America. And the names that you hear about grappling in the States are almost entirely waspy, if I could use a politically correct term. I think, though, it's worth a shot for her to come over here.
All right,
I don't
and
know.
you said it from like a financial aspect.
Yes.
Like, but what do you feel like for a training aspect? Do you think like somebody like her would benefit from being in the US? Does it make no difference? Some people wouldn't thrive like outside of their home environment. Like, do you think it matters?
I think comfort matters. Comfort matters. If comfort didn't matter, let's say, for instance, Floyd Mayweather, I don't think he would have made his camp in Las Vegas. The best athletes in the world set it up, and they have the luxury and the financial ability to set up their camps and their lifestyle, which makes them the utmost comfortable. I don't see where going to America for a long-term stay or setting up camp here in the United States would benefit Gabby, other than her chance of getting money and doing seminars, maybe opening a gym, but the market is kind of saturated for that. And she's already really successful. She's already comfortable. And if she were to move here, the the specialness of her being here and teaching for a short term is going to wear off. And I don't think she's going to be able to make as much dough as opposed to her only coming to the States every once in a while. It's one of those things where how can I miss you if you don't go away? Familiarity breeds contempt. If she stays here too long, people are going to take it for granted. And she's in an ideal training situation. Why would she sacrifice that? She's the best in the world and may end up having a extended run. There's always challengers, but she could have a very long run as the top person. I don't think it's necessary for her to move here. And I mean, if anything, I try to go different parts of Europe or other parts of the world and test those waters out. Finfo did it. He went from the favelas to Sweden and's had a very successful career. But she's a young lady. She's still learning. I think she's learning English, right?
Super young. I don't know if she's actually learning English.
If she learns English, like take the time. I would my advice, not that I'm giving unsolicited advice, but if I were in her shoes, I would definitely just take my time to learn English, network some, and the world's her oyster. She's very well respected. And I don't know if she would say this herself, but she can market herself as the best ski grappler in the world. And there's very few people that can argue. Shit. If anyone's dumb enough to say that, I would say go train with her. To challenge her being the best, go train with her.
Hey, I think she's got enough titles to kind of prove it.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's been
Um,
racking up titles since she was 16.
And like one quick thing I want to add for the men's division, and there's a bunch of notes I can take, but Tynan Dalpra running through his division, just cutting through it like a hot knife through butter. I'm very impressed by Tynan. It's very interesting to me his growth because AOJ had a whole bunch of guys. Everyone was clamoring to train with AOJ. You'd hear different names. There'd be people that would be in the clique. They'd stay. People would come and go, and it was a popular thing to do. I remember I was at the Grand Prix for the brown belts in 2013, I think. Anyway, there was a whole bunch of little AOJ dudes that all had the same look, like they all grappled the same, they all dressed the same, and they were just like, "Hey, AOJ!" And it's a cluster of so many different people repping AOJ. But over time, the herd thinned, and Tynan was still standing. He had setbacks. I believe he injured his knee one year at Worlds at a lower belt level, and then the next year he came back and won. And just to see how he's dominating middleweight, I wish that the pandemic never happened for several reasons, but one of them is that because there was such a downtime in the IBJJF, because there was no worlds, because the flows, the fight to wins, all the super fights kind of took over. We didn't see so many gi rivalries. We didn't get to see him versus Gabriel Argis or too many times. I don't know how many times him being Tynan Dalpra and who else at middleweight? Who's another one? Otavio Souza. I don't think he got to ever fight Otavio Souza. And who is in charge of Dream Art? Who's the head guy?
Jackie Bayensi.
Izaki. Yes. I can't believe I drew a blank. It's been a long day.
Hey,
I
I
want
was
to
I was amazed that you were going through. I was like, look at him, Tim.
yeah,
If you're not watching,
Izaki.
Tim's got his eyes like squinted, closed, like he's
Mm,
channeling like his BJJ knowledge for y'all.
yeah, Izaki. And we're missing out on those rivalries, but nonetheless, I very much look forward to seeing the matchups to see just how dominant he is, and he looks to have the goods. He looks like he's the guy. Shout out to him. Congratulations. And Hafa and Gi, they made another beast. That's
Yeah.
all I have for the Europeans. Anything else you want to add, or can we move on?
No, let's move on to who's number one. What the heck is this Tazos? Why is it all Tazos or Tezos? Who number one now?
I don't know what the fuck Tazos is. What is that? Is it
I figured
alcohol?
it was some no, because it's still brought to you by Flat Tire. like this is my marketing. This is like the business side of me going on. It's like, all right, what is Teslas? It must be like some kind of sponsor. And it's in Dallas. It's not in Austin. I don't know. But yeah, this is the Tezos. I don't even know if it's Tezos or Tazas. Could be a
It is
meme or
a
a meme.
decentralized open source blockchain that can execute peer-to-peer transactions and serve as a platform for deploying smart contracts. So they're messing with the funny money over there.
Okay, so we hitting the blockchains on both like points
Yeah.
2 and 3. All right, let's go.
Yes,
All
the
right.
blockchain.
I'm actually trying to get somebody in probably for like Patreon, like one of my friends, he's all into NFTs and like claiming that kind of space. Yeah, so I want to get him in to talk to our followers a little bit more about that. But yeah, let's get into who's number one. Straight up, just jujitsu, no
Presented to
blockchain.
you by the money laundering people. We have three fights on the card so far. We have the Hillbilly Hammer versus Gordon Ryan's little brother, Nicky Ryan. We have in the co-main event, Dante Leon versus Micah Galvao.
Wow, that's gonna. Micah is a little beast.
A little beast. He's a man, damn
I
it.
mean,
Stop
he's
trying to
like
say
18 years old. He's like young. If
he's
you
a
go by
man.
age,
He's a
yo,
man. I've
yo,
seen him wrestle. He's a man.
look at his
He
birthday.
can
You
kill
say he's
grown
a man,
men.
but when you see
He
what
can
year he
kill
was born in,
he can kill grown men, Nico. He's a man. If there was no weapons involved, if we were just out in the wilderness and he saw another man and he had to kill him for a piece of a brontosaurus scalp or a brontosaurus leg in the wilderness, he would kill that other man with his bare hands.
people
Michael
that are
Gabao is a man.
18, people that are 18 today were born in 2004.
Yeah,
He's a baby.
he's not a baby. He's a man. In the main event, we have Mikey Musumeci versus Gio Martinez. I would rearrange these of oh god. I this is the main event. I might as well
Don't hide your disappointment
I might as
there.
well watch a video of a family of orcas just tear a seal apart. Just flick it in the air out of the ocean water into the air, like 10, 30 feet in the air, and just throw the carcass around and just treat it like they're playing tennis with
You're
their
savage.
fins.
You're
Because that's not a competitive match at all. But it's a title fight, so I guess they got to put it in the main event. Way to give Mikey another easy payday. No offense to Gio. I mean, he's good at the 10th planet style. It's just very disheartening because when I think and I see guys like Gio, they train really hard, but the thing with the 10th planet style is they focus on the fringes of jujitsu and they forego fundamentals and they forego basic grappling strategy for flashy stuff. And yes, the flashy stuff can get you a highlight reel finish. And as we've seen with Marvin Castile, you can become internet famous and go on a nice seminar tour and it builds your clout up. But it's not going to win you matches against the elite guys. It's not going to get you the titles that you desire. It looks cool. They have a nice environment there at all those gyms. Apparently, they have a nice community, cult like following. But I'm not interested in seeing him compete. I'm not interested in seeing that style because it's always a thing where, well, I'm probably gonna see 1,000 guard passes, 1,000 submission attempts, and the 10th planet guy will squeak out of each and every one of them by the grace of God because they're used to getting put in those bad positions. So they're black belts at escaping or surviving instead of thriving and attacking and finishing. Nonetheless, their hope is to go into overtime and land on someone's back by chance. And
I hope he
I'm
means
not interested
strategy,
in
but
seeing that.
they're interchangeable. That strategy, that hope, Hey, no,
Hey,
I'm
what?
agreeing with you, but I just think it's funny. I hope I was like, their BJJ strategy is to like hope to land on somebody's back.
Yeah, just like, all right, overtime. You get to be on his back now, even though you did nothing the entire 20 minutes.
Some people were just meant to stall. Like some people have to thrive in the fringes. I think you also just said it very well. They thrive in the They thrive in I can't say it. You said
They
it.
thrive in
You
the
said it.
fringes of jujitsu.
Yeah.
Hey, it looks nice if you land it. It's a great story for a day, and then you look at the overall record, and it just leaves something to be desired, just like this main event. The co-main event, once again, is Dante Leon versus Micah Galvao. Definite match of the night, potential match of the year candidate. I'm interested to see, can Micah Galvao put Deontay Leon on the highlight reel, or can Dante smash Micah and his dreams? Because Dante's a hammer. Dante Leon has defeated Lucas Apri at ADCC previously.
Dante
Mind
was a
you,
savage.
Lucas Apri is a two-time silver medalist at ADCC. ADCC is the one championship that has eluded. He hasn't won ADCC yet, but he did dismantle Lachlan Giles. I'm referring to Lucas Apri. So there's no question how great Lucas Apri is, but Dante Leon beat him. Dante Leon is a Nogi world champion. Dante Leon is a dog. He is a power lifter, and I power lift too. And I am very impressed by his numbers he's putting up in the gym. He's not going to be an easy out. Micah isn't. Micah is still growing. I guess he's still a boy becoming a man, according to you, Nico. But
I
this guy
mean,
could
yo,
be the
he's a
best in
savage.
the
I don't
world.
deny that he's a savage, but and it's just crazy to think that he's that young and that savage.
I need to get my soundboard with all the clips up of different soundboard clips, because every time I talk about Michael Galvao, I want to play that dude Theo from the YouTube videos and from Bodega Boys. He's like, I ain't no baby, I'm a fucking man.
Okay.
I ain't no baby,
Yo,
I'm a
send me
fucking
the link to
man.
that clip and I got it. I
All
got it.
right, bet. We're
Send me
gonna
the
add
link.
that to the
Send me the link to
soundboard.
that clip.
Every time
Cause
Micah Galvao is not no baby, he's a fucking man. Okay, he's a man.
uh
Damn it.
okay, I mean, like, and he's been breaking, like, he broke a black belt's arm in Brazil when he was a blue belt.
What?
Yeah. I'm telling you, like, nobody gave a fuck about Micah Galvao until he came to the US and he was in fight sports. But like, he's been a savage since he was like 3. Like, he's that little baby that Chappelle saw that was selling crack on the corner at 2 a.m. That was Micah Galvao.
That was him.
That was Micah Galvao. Yeah.
Hey baby, what are you doing? I'm selling crack so I can pay for my jujitsu tournaments, Dave.
Yeah. Yeah. That had to have been Micah, maybe his father, or but that's the blood he got. But it would be interesting to see because Dante used to train with Gutenberg. Gutenberg moved to Brazil, and Dante's been with Pedagogue for I'm not sure how long now. Any idea, historian, you that has all the facts?
As far as how long
Yeah,
that
when did they all
less than a
slide
year,
out? Yeah,
less than a year.
yeah.
It's the Midwest. He lives like by when we interviewed Dante, he was on the border, like that Detroit, Canada border area. It only makes sense for him to go to a Midwest team that is very popular and has a plethora of bodies to throw around and grapple with that are all game and ready to die out there. That's the match. I would actually go out of my way to watch that live.
And I'm gonna give y'all some blue belt wisdom. For those of y'all that cannot afford flow grappling, find a friend. Y'all have a whole month from here till March 25th. Find a friend, have a watch party, a COVID friendly little watch party. Y'all need to complain about the prices of flow grappling. I ain't never paid for flow grappling, that's for sure. Find a friend, go watch the event because that match will definitely be dope.
Mm-hmm. And speaking of funny money, we have a sponsorship deal that has broken records in the jiu-jitsu industry. Gordon Ryan gets a 6-figure sponsorship for the ADCC World Championships of 2022 in Vegas. The super fight between Gordon and Galvao is going to be huge.
Slap heard around the world.
Yeah, can Gordon keep Andre Galvao in his back pocket? Can Gordon
Can
still
Galvao
be
redeem himself?
Andre Galvao's daddy? Or will Andre Galvao take his manhood back? We will find out at ADCC in 2022. But what we already know is that Gordon is coming away with $100,000 sponsorship from cryptocurrency Bitcoin Cash.
Well, it's not $100,000. It's 100,000 in Bitcoin.
Yes. Wait, it's 100,000 in Bitcoin, Nico.
Bitcoin.
Ooh,
His
you did
sponsorship
some
is worth
research.
$100,000. So
Okay,
he
since you
gets a
got all the
hundred thousand
deets,
in Bitcoin. I don't necessarily have all. Well,
because my understanding was that this is a company and it's not actually Bitcoin, it's Bitcoin Cash. Bitcoin Cash is a little bit different than Bitcoin, I believe, because it's a separate company. So Bitcoin Cash is a cryptocurrency that is a fork of Bitcoin. Bitcoin Cash is a spin-off of altcoin that was created in 2017. In November of 2018, Bitcoin Cash split further into two cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin SV. All right, the supply limit for Bitcoin Cash is 21 million. How much is it worth? One Bitcoin Cash is worth $320.12 USD. So, Nico, what do you know about this sponsorship deal that I don't? It sounds like you know a good amount.
no, I just saw that he was getting crypto, that he was getting paid in crypto, which I thought was interesting. And then I'm pretty sure I didn't misread that because they also said it was valued at 100K. And like when you value something at 100K, that's the thing, like Bitcoin, it fluctuates. And that was my question. And, one of our listeners, and I don't know if he's caught up, but I'm going to have to ask him. So then we won't know till the next episode.
Mm-hmm.
He'll know exactly. He'll be able to explain that exactly. If he's not traveling around the world drinking alcohol somewhere, like really, you have a job. Go do it, please. Like stop posting Instagram shit. You're about to be curated right out of my community, but let me leave that rant. I'm also trying to find the article I had, but I'm pretty sure that it was in actual crypto, which is a lot. And like, it's always good to have a crypto wallet. People should be investing in crypto, but it also does fluctuate. So it could go up in value or it could go down in value. But like, you need crypto and like stuff like that to buy NFTs if you want to expand your portfolio there. So it's still very much worthwhile sponsorship.
Okay, I have an article. I have it. Ryan will compete in both the 99-kilogram division and the ADCC super fight against Andre Galvao. We know this. He'll be sponsored by cryptocurrency Bitcoin Cash, an altcoin created in 2007 derived from Bitcoin. And I quote, "This is by far the biggest sponsorship deal in the sport by a landslide. It's 2.5 times more than what the super fight champion was making in the previous ADCC." Says Ryan, "I'm making as much from the sponsor as I am to win against Andre. I'm happy we're here and I'm happy we pushed the sport to a semi-professional level. I'm excited to see where it goes." Bitcoin Cash will sponsor Ryan the six-figure sum for wearing their logo on his competition gear during the event. I think they're paying him cash, yo. American, which is smart.
Yeah, see, I was like, yeah, because I can't get the article to open. Whatever, we'll figure it out, hash it out, the details next episode.
Yeah. Well, what do you think about that? Do you think this is a preview of things to come, or is this a one-off?
Uh, I mean, it kind of does remind me of things like that black belt CBD when they had that competition that was like, and they had a $30,000 cash prize, but like then they disappeared. So I think it's really awesome. I think like Mo's getting interviewed for Forbes. So ADC is going to be on Forbes, and ADC is having like this huge partnership with Bitcoin. So those are really big things for the industry in general. Like we were all mad when we saw that like Dylan Dennis was on Flagrant and then that Flow Grappling reposted that. Like those are all bad things for the sport. Whether we like Gordon or Ryan or not, like this is definitely an interesting sponsorship deal. And as much as you were complaining about $200 buy-ins, to like a competition and how that's some bullshit. Like what we want is some more sponsorship, like big money sponsorship from companies like that. That's what's really going to help. And like exactly why I wanted to have my friend on to talk more about NFTs and actually investing in Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies. Like it's really important to be like aware of that space and take opportunities of it. So it'll be interesting, you know, to see how it plays and to see if it happens again, like if they'll be doing more things or if they'll just kind of be doing like major competitions like ADCC.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how that pans out. Until then, don't quit your day job. Before we get, that's not the black belt wisdom, by the way. I'm not going to. Although that should be the black belt wisdom every week. Don't
Yeah,
quit your day job. Do
don't.
this shit for fun. Don't. No matter what it is. Before we get into the actual black belt wisdom, I want to give you guys a little bit of MMA news. It's going to be all over the internet. Jorge Masvidal and Colby Covington's beef. It got all the way to ESPN and an interview with the king of ESPN at the moment, Stephen A. Smith. This interview snippet was very heated. Jorge Masvidal was making claims that Colby Covington cheated their coach out of thousands of dollars. He said that Colby Covington was in debt, was borrowing people's jewelry. Like, if this is true,
He went to the
besides all the
jewelry.
other
He
fuck
brought the
shit,
jewelry in there. He's like, you flexing with other people's
other
jewels.
people's jewelry. Listen, that would be the most egregious thing that Colby Covington has said or done, wearing someone else's jewelry and claiming it as his own. That's pretty low. And we can go all day talking about this Jorge Masvidal Colby Covington beef. But what I want to know is, have you ever lost a friend over money like this? And do you have any beef with an ex teammate or any ex teammate beef stories that you'd like to share?
Have I ever lost a friend over money?
Yes.
No, but if you fuck with my money, that's you will not be like I will lose you over that for sure.
People say that money separating people or causing beef is petty. I totally disagree. Money makes the world go round. And if I fuck with you, I'm not going to fuck with your money.
Yeah. Yeah. Nah. And then like I don't have kids, but I feed other people. So it's like I could only
Ooh.
imagine how my attitude would be if like I was feeding my own kid. Like,
Oh, yeah. I never thought of that. Knock
mm-hmm.
on wood. I don't have to, but
Yeah.
that's a lot. Like, that's a
So
whole nother facet. That's why people
no.
die over money. Like, it's everything.
And it always depends. Like I meet people on their level. Like, for example, I lost a friend. Like, for example, he was a mechanic and he said he could change my brakes. And I don't know why the hell he did, but he didn't. And then it like went on to the fact where my brakes were getting bad. And then I needed new calibers. And like I was all stressed out. And I was like, yo, I could crash and da da da. And like he kept leading me on, but like he had a drinking problem. So he was never gonna do it. And then even like had he couldn't have like actually fixed the problem because of the calibers. So it's like it cost me $200 to like just take the car to the mechanic. And for no reason did he have to be like, oh, I'll do it for you. Like I didn't ask him to. He volunteered and then he didn't follow through. And like I don't speak to him anymore because of that.
Oh,
Like,
wow.
and that was the MR2 too. It's like I'm not fucking around with any car. Like that's a historic car. Like if my brakes fail and I crash that shit, like I can't get that back. And it's like, yo, all you had to be, you would be like, yo, I'd rather be at the bar. Go take your shit to the mechanic. $200. It only cost me $200. I would have figured it cost me so much more.
Ooh,
Like, yo.
yeah.
But yeah, so like off the principle of that, it's like I can't have you like be the weakest link in my circle, especially like when like important things like brakes are concerned, you know.
That's fucked up because not only did he fuck you out of $200, he fucked you out of a lot of time. And he could have fucked you out of your car permanently, or he could have gotten you in an accident. You can't fuck with your brakes.
Yeah,
The hell's
exactly.
wrong?
So it's just like, yeah. So
Oh wow. Holy shit. So okay, besides the losing a friend over money thing, have you ever had any beef with an ex-teammate? Do you have like beef with ex-teammates off of some that happened while y'all were training? Is it that deep in jujitsu? Is it that deep in
I mean,
martial
there's like
arts?
people I don't like, but I don't have beef. It's like,
Okay.
because like even if you follow me on Instagram, like I posted a boxing picture before and it's like, yo, I don't like that girl. And like I posted about the reasons why, but it's like I don't care about her. Like she's irrelevant to my life. She's just not a person that I want. Like when I say curate your community, it's like
That's that's some true shit. I don't fuck with the people that left the team back in 2012, 2013, when all the drama happened. I still think they're lame for that. But I could give two shits now. It's over. It's almost 10 years ago. Oh, damn, it might have been 10 years ago. It's water under the bridge, and I'm doing fine in life. The beautiful part about it is that between now and then, I've learned that you just got to let shit go and just be a star, just be
but
yourself, be a star, and kill them with your success. Success is the best revenge. That whole ex teammate beef shit is dumb to me. I think the Kobe thing with Masvidal is played up for the cameras a lot, and they're trying to sell a fight because it's not a title fight, but it's way more intriguing now because of their beef than any title fight in that division could be, unless it was both of them fighting each other. And that's what it is. You got to sell a fight. You got to get the people to watch, put asses in seats, and they're doing it. I definitely want to see that fight.
when is that going to be?
I have no idea.
Hmm.
That's the
Google
one
that
thing I
one,
didn't
folks.
know, Nico. That's
Google
the
that
one
one,
thing I
ladies and
don't know. I know
gentlemen. And
all
I'm
this
always looking for the
information.
holes. I'm always looking. I'm always looking.
Well, you got to plug the holes. Okay, you got to plug the holes for me. There's gonna be some holes. I'm not perfect,
That's what I'm here for. But
and that's
I didn't know.
okay. It's okay not to be perfect. If I'm not perfect, no one is. So since I'm so perfect, and all you listening aren't perfect, I'm gonna give you all some black belt wisdom. But you're in charge of it today, Nico. You actually have a question for me.
All right.
What is your question, unperfect person?
I am amazing. I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm just saying you're
Imperfection.
not perfect. No one's
Anyway,
perfect.
what I'm
Oh,
asking is
yes,
for the normal
imperfect.
people, the blue belts, the color belts, the less than perfect, the less than black belts, should you be accountable for showing up to training? Especially if you've checked in or told somebody you're going to training. Is it okay for you to be like, I'm tired or work suck, I don't want to go?
Ultimately, you're not really responsible because you're your own person and this is just jujitsu. However, as a matter of principle, if you are telling your teammates that you're going to be a part of a camp or you're going to be their training partner, or you guys have agreed, not just one or two people, but as a unit, that you're going to push each other to improve, you gotta be held responsible for skipping practice. I'm not saying there should be punishment, but you should definitely not be upset if you get called out for it. You shouldn't be upset if you flake on people. That shows that you're not a good teammate. The simplest thing that you can do as a teammate is to show up. Now, there's extenuating circumstances, there's injuries, life does get in the way. If it's a habitual issue, you got to get called out on it. And the only way that you can really be punished or for your teammates to have recourse is for them to not give you the call anymore and just put you in that category of someone that's a flake. And that's worse than any tongue lashing because how can you get that trust back? So, yes, Nico, to answer your question, even if you are a white or blue belt, you give your word that you're going to come to practice, or you make the commitment to be a part of a team, a competition team, you have to show up. When I was coming up in the ranks, it was spoken. I don't even think, no, it was unspoken that we were going to come to practice every day and bust our asses. And once you become a part of that crew, it's on you to remain a member of that crew, to be a member of the team and show up and give your best effort. I always had that. It didn't matter what belt rank you were. And over time, no matter what belt rank you are, you're going to get the respect of being a dog, being a killer, being someone that does come to practice consistently, someone that does give their best effort. And you're going to have the respect of your team. You can win all the tournaments in the world. You can become famous. You can sell DVDs. The most important thing for an athlete, for a martial artist, is that respect of other martial artists. The thing that made me happy about my career was that, like, definitely the last tournament I won, when other world-class people give you the respect of saying that you're good. And it's not saying like, oh, you're good. It's what they say about you, or when they come and shake your hand and like, oh, it's a respect. It's
Yeah,
that bond of someone that sacrificed and made it to a level. And it doesn't matter what belt rank you are, you can get that same respect from your peers by showing up, being a person of your word, and sacrificing for the betterment of the team.
that's very true. I've seen that that change in people that get that respect when they start like taking it seriously, like from
Hmm.
instructors at Today Kids Project as well, you know. So that is very true what you say about that.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the whole point, man. We can't get better if we don't show up. And if all of us show up together and we give our best, that's when the magic happens. And that's it for me,
Yeah.
Nico. That's our
Yeah.
Black Belt wisdom for this week. Nico, where can we find you?
Y'all can find me on Instagram at no new Nico. That's no_new_Nico, NICO. Make sure to drop by favelajujitsu.com. You can get your interim these nuts t-shirts and your BJJ Goons hoodies. Shout out to everybody that was patient while the hoodies were back ordered. We now have them back in stock. So make sure to slide over there and sign up for one of the email lists if you don't have your discount code.
You can find me at timspriggsbjj.com and timspriggsbjj on Instagram and Facebook. You can catch both of us on patreon.com/bjjgoons. We are going to be bringing you a lot more content there. That's going to be the hub for BJJ Goons moving forward. Yes, we love giving you these episodes on YouTube and your favorite podcasting platforms, but if you want exclusive content like bonus episodes, interviews with world-class competitors and influencers alike, you want to see techniques, you want to be a member of our town hall or be a member of our secret Discord server, go on over to patreon.com/bjjgoons. On behalf of Nico Ball, I'd like to say thanks for listening. We'll catch you next time. Peace.